So there's a couple of different interesting things in this Fox News clip. Bernie Sanders has, beginning in 1997, proposed a wealth tax to shore up some basic decency in this society. He's proposing a very aggressive one in this campaign. Elizabeth Warren has put a modest wealth tax on the forward as well. And of course, shockingly, these are, in the normal world, extremely popular proposals amongst normal terrestrial human beings. There's a couple ways to respond to this. And I, especially after watching this clip, I would not be terribly surprised if Donald Trump pretends to support some form of wealth tax in the general election. I think he still needs some fake populist moves. And obviously, he's a fundamentally dishonest person and a relentless liar. So, he can shift his rhetoric and shift his emphasis, and he might go for a wealth tax.
Oh, yeah, because the trade stuff is done. That ship has sailed.
There's trade stuff. I mean, he'll still say it, though.
Tough on China.
Tough on China, but also tough on trade. So then there's the, classic Republican nonsense of, well, these are job creators. And but you don't really, you hear some of that in this clip. You'll hear from Ducey, I think, the hint of the Trump move. Then you're going to hear a little bit of job creator bullshit. But then you're going to hear another line of argumentation about having $50 million in assets, which I don't think you've probably heard before.
But we're not talking about just wealthy people. We're talking about super duper wealthy people who have assets of more than 50 million, right?
Well, 50 million is big, but it's not as big as you think. And on those
It's pretty big.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you wait and you work for Fox News long enough and you're 60 years old, you'll be surprised how much money you'll have.
Yeah,
but
right.
For people with 100 million, she wants it to be 3%,
right.
which these are absurd rates. You have to remember, these are the people that finance our startups. These are the people that give us companies like Amazon and Apple, because they're the ones with the seed capital. See, they behave like these people sort of clip coupons, they have bonds, and they hang out at the Doral with the president and, that sort of thing. That's just simply not true. They're very active people that are investing their money.
Sure.
I think what a lot of us are saying is that most of these people have inherited money because we live in a rentier society. And if you read Thomas Piketty, you can see how much money is basically just rolled over in a feudal dynastic fashion. And also, whether you made it from starting a chain of grocery stores or clipping coupons for those grocery stores, if you were at $50 million, you're getting taxed. I don't care how you made it, period.
Yeah.
Whether you're, did something cool or something awful.
Well, yeah, and
whether you're what I mean by cool is like a basketball player, somebody who is like a highly compensated laborer, you're still going to get hit with that tax. And those are the people that I have like the least problem with them having money because they contribute something if we're going to live in a society like this.
Totally. But most of the people with that kind of money are not basketball players.
No,
they're capitalists, and other people's work made that money for them. And if there were any justice in this world, they would be completely expropriated because no one should be in that kind of a hierarchical position. Asking them to pay a wealth tax is like the tiniest, least bit that they deserve.
No, $50 million really isn't that much money.
Yeah, and for 95% of venture capital firms aren't profitable. Like this is it's a complete they're playing with house money, frankly, and just hoping they get a unicorn or whatever they call them that can really cash out well because it gets acquired by one of these monopolies like Amazon.
Yeah, that's
Apple,
how it works.
Basically. So the venture capital is a complete joke. Anybody who acts like it's not is trying to sell you something.
Oh, it's also funny how he acts that like companies like Amazon are in any way making the world better for most of us. They're not.